Good morning. おはようございます。皆さん。Good morning. How y'all doing? 上白大使 the translator here. Welcome to another stream of translation. Another live translation stream. I hope y'all doing well today. And let's get started. Last time we finished chapter 10. And it went up on the site, so if you haven't read that, go read that. It shouldn't take you too long. And so today we are starting chapter 11. Here we go. The last chapter was basically the setup, right? That's the setup. And honestly, like there isn't much left of this volume. Honestly, actually, here, I'll show you. There you go. So this is what we're doing today, and there's 2 left. So it's not too long. So like the main thing is not really the terrorist thing, is it? The main thing is more just to introduce the 2 characters, and then after that it's like a side story, and then we're off to Volume 6. Sounds like fun. I should probably start commissioning the art for Volume 6. That stuff tends to take a while. But alright, anyways. Yoshi, hajimeru zo. Let me see. So, 子供が活躍するために無能であることを強いられる大人がかわいそう。You know what? Let's do this in capitalize my title, please. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, this is the website where it basically capitalizes your title for you. So you don't have to memorize how to capitalize titles. And useless in order for Hey, go away. In order for something like that. 子供が活躍する. So this is for like basically, as always, かわいそう is a terrible word to translate. There's just no way to translate かわいそう. It's weird. Here, it's like pitiful, it's pathetic, but you know, these words tend to be a bit too strong for what it's intended for in the original text, you know. Like this sort of the general feel is there, but it's too strong. So usually it's very hard to translate かわいそう. So usually I just go, I feel bad, you know. So I feel sorry, I feel bad for the adults who have to remain useless, who have to remain useless. Let's go remain instead of have to be, because be sort of implies that they are actually useless, but this is just remaining useless in order for kids to have the spotlight. All right, there we go. 活躍する. So that's sort of, you know, in order for the kids, you know, to sort of like do their thing. So, and that's a super long chapter title. There we go. 長いね、このタイトル。じゃあ、looks like we're gonna need our thing. Let me see. Glossaries. How secret org? Cause what is this? Hi this. Oh dear, now you guys have seen my email address. Oh dear. Okay. What is this? 海老名武宏。海老名武宏。海老名武宏。海老名武宏27歳。既婚は芦野原学園中等部1年2組の担任教師である。中肉中背黒髪。趣味はサッカー観戦。中学教師として5年を務め、経験を積み、最近ようやく一通りの仕事をこなせるようになった。教職についてから一度も採点ミスをしたことがないのが密かな自慢だ。Okay, well, this guy is the homeroom teacher of year 2 class, no, year 1, class 2 at Ashinohara Gakuen Academy. So, might as well add it. He's not important as a character, but whatever. Married. He's married at 27 years old. God damn. Jealous. Slightly. I would admit to being jealous. Good for him. Good for him. よっしゃ。海老名武宏。武宏。27 years old, married, was the homeroom teacher for year 1, class 2, at Ashinohara Academy, middle school division of Ashinohara Academy. What is this? Medium build. Okay. 中肉中背. He had a medium build, black hair, and his hobby was watching soccer. Not football. It was football. All you British people. Soccer. Which reminds me of the Olympics, but let's talk about that later. we don't need to detour right off the bat. Jensen. Hey Jensen, how are you doing? 中学教師として5年を務め、this was his 5th year as a middle school teacher. And he finally had enough experience to where he could say that he was doing his job properly. Or もはや最近ようやく lately, recently, finally, this is finally, ようやく finally, 一通りの仕事, sort of like all his duties of his work をこなせるようになった. He can do it well. So he could finally had enough experience to where he could say he was doing his job well. Or he sort of knew his way around his job, I suppose. Where he could say that he knew his way around his job. 教職についてから一度も採点ミスしたくない。Secretly, he was secretly proud of the fact that he had never been docked points during his evaluations so far. This happens, doesn't it? Evaluations. I don't know how it is in in other countries, and it was probably just America, right? I don't know how it is in other countries and other jobs, but I worked in a Japanese company before, right? Like twice per year, we had to do evaluations. You have to do like self-evaluation, and then you have to evaluate, and then like your boss, like, okay, I shouldn't say we, I should say me, right? So I had to evaluate myself, and then my boss also had to evaluate me, and then it was sort of like, what you're doing good, what you're doing not so good, what you can improve on. And so, I hated that shit. Everybody just bullshit or whatever. But you would never really get full points for it. I mean, because if you get full points, you know, it's like, oh, you have nothing to improve, right? You never really get full points for it. So, I mean, if this guy got full points in all his evaluations in all 5 years, that's really impressive, actually. He should be proud of it. And good for you, dude. Good for you. 生徒たちからエビセンと呼ばれ慕われているエビナダが冬休みを間近に控えた半端な時期にクラスに編入してきた日野上京には手を焼いていた。Students affectionately called him エビセン。He was quite loved by his students, who called him by the nickname Ebisen. But then, a transfer student joined his class at the awkward Yeah, evaluations is pretty annoying. That's pretty normal corporate culture. Everyone hates it. To be honest, if someone gets a max score 5 years running, I'd be suspicious of lying, fudging numbers. Boss that doesn't care. So actually being competent. Salanix, hey, how you doing? Okay, apparently everybody has evaluations. I hate evaluations. It's so bullshit, man. It's sort of like I don't understand really what I was doing. And there were like 2 versions of it. One is like we had to set the things ourselves, you know, like it's sort of like the whole like set your own goals and meet them sort of thing. Like so we had to like decide on 5 things that we were doing, and then like it was just so bullshit, you know. It's like how well I'm carrying out my duties, right? And then like how well I'm working, cooperating with my colleagues, right? And then like how well I'm what do you call it? Doing like with the clients. How well I'm, what do you even call it? Interacting? That's a terrible word. With the clients, right? And then like I had to think of 2 more, and I'm just like I don't know. I don't I don't even remember what I did, man. I don't remember what it's so bullshit. So pain. One of the evaluation topics is do your timesheets on time. I did not expect to randomly take damage in today's stream. Right off the bat. At the awkward time, right before winter vacation, this girl, Hino Kage. Mikyo. Teo yaita. How do you do? Like he had trouble with this, or left him at a greater loss than he had ever been. There we go. Or maybe something like this girl was more difficult than anyone he had ever taught. It's fine. This is fine. I don't hate this. So let's leave this. And we will need a footnote. Realize we haven't really done a whole lot of footnotes in our streams, have we? But this is definitely gonna need a footnote. Wait, where did I put the footnote? That's so stupid. No, here. I need a footnote here. Insert footnote. So, Ebisen means what is Ebisen? Ebisen とは何でしょうか? Ebisen. This, isn't it? Let's see if there's anything in English. There we go. Ebisen is the name of a kappa ebisen produced. Is it specifically this kind? Or is this also, or is it the brand name? Shrimp flavored chips. I'm not gonna knock that. I don't expect people to actually know what ebi means, so I'm not gonna knock it. Shrimp. The snack. Let's go pictures. Let's just say ebisen is, and we don't need the quotes. Ebisen is a snack, a Japanese snack produced by Karubi that includes shrimp. Ebi. And we're just gonna include pictures of this. You know what? We're not gonna include this. And this is sort of a thing that you guys, I don't know if you know, but now you do, where here. No, not this one. Here. This is the way to get like a short Google URL. This is the one for search, and this is the one for images. Because normally, damn it. You saw what it was just now, right? Like this whole damn thing. Whoa. They changed it. Okay, like normally it's this long. But like, if I want to link this, See, normally is this freaking long. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter since we're directly linking it. I guess it doesn't matter. Never mind. But like for if you want like a short URL, this is the way to do it. www.google.com/images?q equal and then whatever, like ebisen. So this would be like ebisen. Then that would be your short URL. But I guess we didn't need it this time. So you're telling me a shrimp flavored these chips? I'm not sure about the shrimp flavoring the chips. Like, it's like the chips are flavored. It includes shrimp. I mean, the chips include the shrimp flavor. I'm not sure chips being flavored by whatever. These are good, actually. These are actually good. Keku umai. I do actually like them. Not to the point where I can finish a whole bag by myself, but like they're nice every once in a while. I'll still shorten it. The extra URL length has information about your computer, country, state, and other trackers that can point to who you are. Really? Really? Oh dear. Okay. In that case, let's do it. I never knew. Be sent. There we go. Hold on. Who pinged me? Why you ping me? People. Never mind. That's fine. Sorry, I when I get pinged, I can't help it. I cannot help it when I get pinged. Alright. まず、冠城理事長の肝入りで転入してきたというのが神経を削る。First. How do you do this? 神経を削る。So it shaves away at his nerves. Is that the right way to say it? Shave. It wears on his nerves. It wears down his nerves. Does that make sense? Wear on the nerves. Is this a thing? Okay, it sort of is. First, it wore on his nerves that she had been Kimoiri. Okay, we're doing a lot of searching today. She had transferred in under the auspices of Chairman Kaburagi. Kaburagi-san is now a chairman. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Give me back the thing. Come on. There we go. 冠城理事長は私立学園である芦野原学園最大の出資者で、膨大な資金援助により教師の増員や全教室へのエアコン設置、音楽室の楽器一新、部活のOkay, I clearly didn't read this ahead of time. 部活の送迎バス無料化、修学旅行費用半額負担、給食のグレードアップ、有名デザイナー監修による制服更新など、借りるもの言わせて凄まじい改革を行っている。God damn! Kaburagi-san is just throwing all the money around. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this. It's a more recent internet meme. So you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice. Really? It's a meme? Oh god. I mean, do tell me about the memes. I need to learn the memes or else people say I'm a boomer. You know what? Tell me the memes. It's fine to still call me a boomer. You know what? I've accepted it at this point, you know. Like I can't keep up with all the freaking memes, man. So how does this work? Do they like flip the things around? Is it the same thing that is it the same meme where like became or is it this one needs a verb and a subject. It needs a verb and a subject. Arrgh! I don't want to. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. Was the greatest was by far the investor, financier. I think it was investor. Shinohara Academy. Shinohara Academy was a private school, and the chairman, Kaburagi, was its greatest investor. She had funded Pon Kennedy. Konnichiwa. Thanks for dropping by. Sup, boomer. Sup, Celinix. How the turntables. That's a classic? That's old now, so you're telling me. So you're telling me how the turntables is old now. Oh dear. Jotaro. I can't keep up with memes either. Maybe I'm a boomer all along. Apparently when you can't keep up with the memes, people call you boomer. That's what people call me. So I've made my peace with it. Shrimp fried rice. Fried rice with shrimp in it. The joke being it could also, in English, mean rice fried by a shrimp. Shrimp fried rice. Okay. Because deliberately ignoring context to make language jokes is the origin of all humor. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so shrimp fried rice is a new meme. Should I look this up? Okay, it is a meme. Okay. Know your meme. Year 2013. So this is pretty old too. I've never heard this before. So you're telling me a X fried this Y. Though it originated in the early 2010s, the format grew popular in the latter half of 2019. Okay, so I'm more than a year behind on this. Okay. I see. Okay, well, I guess this is my today I learned. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I might also be a boomer, don't judge me. We're all boomers at heart, maybe. She had, let's go. She had poured a staggering amount of funds into the school of the staggering amount of funds she had poured into the school went towards things like increasing the staff, increasing the teaching staff, installing air conditioners in all the classrooms, renewing all the instruments in the music room, arranging free shuttle buses for all the clubs. What was it? Half providing, half subsidies, plural, for 修学旅行. This is what do you call this? Excursion. Few trips. Upgrading upping the quality of 給食 school food. It's called lunch service. I like it because it's a proper noun, right? 有名デザイナー漢字による制服改変など。Placing the school uniform with a design. Hiring a famous designer to redesign the school uniform and among many others. No, we don't need this part because the went towards things like. The like is already here. So like this already makes this a list. So we don't need to do a thing at the end to make this a list because we already know that it is a list. 金に物を言わせて凄まじい開拓を行っている。She had practically revamped the entire school by throwing money at it. What are we doing here? We're distracting Taishi from his work. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's, we're here to have fun, which is absolutely fine. So apparently this is like a thing. Like this is like a problematic thing, or not problem. It's like, okay, like I'm aware that I've sort of had like a sort of privileged upbringing. I attended international school, okay, like so all our classrooms had air cons as a matter of course, but like when I watch anime, like the classrooms don't have air cons at all, and that's so weird to me. And apparently in Hong Kong, like in public schools, they don't have air cons in their classrooms either. And that is so weird to me. If for me, like having an air con in the classroom is just a matter of course. Like you go into the classroom, and if there was no one inside, which is rare, you would turn on the aircon. You turn on the lights, you turn on the aircons if you're the first one there. But normally, like the classrooms wouldn't be entirely empty because like each classroom is also sort of where a teacher is. Sort of like for us, we didn't really have like a teacher room. We didn't have like a staff room. How to say this? Like the school staff room is only for admin. It's for the school admin. Like that's where all the accounting. That's where all the whatever it is. The teachers don't have like a teacher room, right? All the teachers they have their own classroom, and then like in a corner of the classroom is sort of where they have their space. And then so basically we didn't really have rooms where there was like no one inside, right? Like, we walk in like literature class, I walk into the literature teacher's room, and then like she'd be there in the corner, and then like she'd be doing her own thing, and all the students would be getting ready, putting their bags down, getting the books out, whatever. And then like the chime rings and it's like, oh, it's time for class. And then so the teacher would come out to the front and go like, okay, let's do class. That's sort of how it was for us. But anyways, air conditioner. So like it was sort of like having air conditioner and having it be on was a matter of course. The only classrooms where we wouldn't normally exceptions would be like the choir classroom or like the band room, not the band room, the choir room, right? Because the choir teacher isn't in the choir room. I don't actually know where she usually was. I don't actually know where her table was, but basically it's the choir room, and like nobody would be inside. So we walk in, it would be dark, and then so we turn on lights, turn on the aircon, And that would be it. But yeah. All the classrooms here in Australia have aircon. There you go. Only some classrooms have aircon here in US. Alright, there. It's also interesting that you say aircon. Most English-speaking countries say AC. Really? It's air conditioner, so it's aircon. Well, I mean, it makes sense to be AC also. But it was pointed out to me before. Like I would used to translate this as aircon, you know, like, but it was pointed out to me that this is not normal. This is not normal vocabulary. So now I know to actually do this in my translations. Here, ACR for more expensive private schools. Well, I mean, I imagine the electricity bill is quite a bit. Because everything will be aircon, right? It wasn't only the classrooms, right? It'll be classrooms, and it'll be all the hallways, right? And then it'll be the cafeteria, and it will be like everything. Everything is air conditioned. So I imagine the electricity bill is quite high. We even had our own pool, which now that I describe it, I realize how upper class the school probably was. We had our own pool, and of course it was air conditioned. You have to air condition that room, right? Everything was air conditioned. The gym was air conditioned. The electricity bill is probably right through the roof. Classrooms that were in demountable temporary buildings didn't have air cons, but any permanent building would. Why would you have classrooms in temporary buildings? What is going on with that? What is going on? So maybe there's no choir. That's why the choir teacher is also missing. No, we would have choir class. So I have no idea where she was. I have no idea where her table is. Like, because the choir classroom is basically like bleachers for people to stand on, for us to stand on, and like a piano, right? And then like a blackboard, basically. So there was no room for the choir teacher. I had no idea where she was. Anyways. AC just sounds jarring to me. Aircon is Aussie slang. Yeah! Yay for aircon. Kyoshi も生徒も親も大助かりで、芸能人や俳優でもめったに見ないレベルの見ないの何これ類まれな美貌と合わさり人気が天井知らずに高い。一度全校集会に姿を現し、短いスピーチを行った時に、直前まで校長の話に寝ていた生徒たちは全員起きたという逸話は有名である。そんな気安い理事長から日向影美京には特に気をつけるようにとご加盟を受けてしまったのだ。いじめでも起きた日には首が飛ぶ。The changes she introduced were greatly welcomed by both teachers and students alike. Combined with her this is praising her looks. Temporary buildings are cheaper to build and install, so if the school grows in numbers suddenly, it's a way to quickly get more classrooms. But why would the school grow suddenly? Why would it grow suddenly? That's weird. Everybody, all the advanced countries are losing people. The population is decreasing. How would you have a school that suddenly grows in numbers of students? I don't understand. That's weird. Incomparable, unparalleled looks. exceptional looks. Also had exceptional. Or let's go. Her stunning beauty was beyond even that of most Geinojin Haiyu actresses. Geinojin technically means comedian, right? Performers. Let's go with most Haiyu will be actress. This is actress. Geino TV personnel. Let's go TV personnel, right? TV personalities and actresses. Her stunning beauty is beyond even that of most TV personalities and actresses. To answer that would need a history lesson on Australia in the 70s. I don't. Okay, that would be a bit too big of a detour, I think. That would be a bit too big of a detour to do on the stream. And if it was in the 70s, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago, man. That's 40 years ago. That's the previous generation. Anyways. Her stunning beauty was beyond even that of most TV personalities and actresses. How do we combine this? So these two things combined causes 人気は天井知らずに高い causes her popularity to shoot through the roof, to have no ceiling, basically, is what it's saying. Garnering her popularity. Garnering her ever increasing popularity. Let's go this combined with combined with her looks, which were more beautiful. I don't like the word beautiful. It's so generic. I mean, I'm fine with things being beautiful, but like, let's find a better word for it. Attractive, gorgeous, charming, elegant, exquisite. See, like ravenous. These are all nice words. Very, very nice words. Divine, nice. More. Should we go exquisite? Gorgeous. Than that of most TV personalities, actresses, garnered her ever-increasing popularity. There we go. Exquisite. Absolutely divine. There we go. Penguin! Hello! How you doing? How's your flailing today? Good. Is today a good flailing day or a bad flailing day? It's random question. 一度全校集会に姿を現し、短いスピーチを行ったのに、直前まで校長の話で年齢生徒たちが全員を聞いていたという逸話は夢である。The story of how, when she appeared on stage at a school assembly to give a short speech of how all the students who had been sleeping through the cultural principles speech directly before all woke up. Was often told. Nope. No. This sentence is too convoluted. let's do it again. Let's switch it. Let's deal with like the story first. Many like to tell the story. Anecdote. The anecdote, I mean, it wouldn't really change anything if we made anecdote, right? So pretty well. How should we do this? The anecdote of how, when she appeared on stage at the school assembly, short speech. All the students who had been sleeping through the principal's speech directly woke up. Woke up was one that was I don't like the sentence. It's so like twisty and there's too many clauses in it. How do we do this? One time she got on stage at a school assembly to give a short speech. Right after the principal was done, and all the students who had been sleeping woke right up. The story, anecdotes, was still told, still repeated by many people today. Even today. Messed up my sleep schedule, so I'm waking up at very weird timings. Ayya. Why? How did you mess up your sleep schedule? Let me guess. VTubers. Is that it? I mean, if you're watching that many VTubers, honestly, man, like, you might as well just sleep at proper times. Because you watch them 24/7, don't you? So, like, it's different if you only like watch like a few, then you're like, no, I have to catch this stream, and I know I have to catch this stream. But like, if you're watching 24/7, it's all the same, isn't it? Then you might as well just sleep at proper times. One time she got on stage at a school assembly to give a short speech right after the principal was done, and all the students who had been sleeping woke right up. This anecdote was famous even today. Alright, let's do that. そんな気がすべき理事長から、new students 日の影みきょ was being given special attention by this much beloved chairman Ebina knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the day she got that if she ever got bullied, his head would fly. Honestly, like, I feel like my school didn't have any bullying at all that I knew of. Maybe there was. I wouldn't know of it. Well, okay. In the first place, I didn't really know what was going on with everybody else either. I was not plugged in at all. I was so out of everything. Like they were like this guy and this girl who was dating, and I was like, they're dating, and then someone else was like, they've been dating for months now. How have you not heard of this? And I was like, I never knew that. I suppose if there was bullying, I wouldn't have known of it either. But to my knowledge, there was no bullying in my school. I mean, we were all too busy to do bullying, I think, right? Everybody was, well, I wouldn't say we were goody two-shoes, but, well, we were pretty serious about our studies, I would think. I hope. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, like, so yeah, I've never actually had any bullying around in my life that I knew of. Which is good for me. Yeah. Right on the spot pain. But there are sometimes where I have to stay up since there are important announcements or unarchived streams. Bro, man. If they're unarchived, then technically it means they don't really add to the lore. Think about it that way. Because people can't, there's no proof. There's no proof that this has happened. So you don't really have to worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. It's Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. And da 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 da. I don't know the rest of the song. Da 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 da. Hito atari ga warui no mo nanten da. Hito atari ga warui. Did not help. That the girl had a terrible attitude. Nanten. So, hito atari ga warui. So, like, bad attitude, basically. you know what Mikio-chan is like by now, right? If you've read the story so far, you sort of know what she's like. Here, let's make this a bit bigger. I forgot to make, let's make it bigger even more. Forgot to do it. And this one we can make it also a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. There you go. You all know what she's like. So this is difficult. I feel bad for his teacher. ずっと闘病生活をしていて学校に通ったことがなかったというのだから仕方のないことかもしれないが、日の影みきおは人間関係の構築が下手だった。構築する意欲もなかった。Perhaps it was unavoidable. Or let's go, it was understandable, as she had been living in the hospital apparently her entire life up until now. And had no experience going to school. But baseline was that basically Hinokage absolutely sucked at creating interpersonal relationships. In fact, she did not even seem interested in doing so. Sucks at creating interpersonal relationships. I mean, that's sort of true of all of us. Interpersonal relationships suck. I wouldn't say interpersonal relationships suck. Making new friends sucks. I haven't made a new friend in ages. I actually kind of want to make a new friend. I mean, I guess. I know you guys are here for me, but yeah, that's different. You know, that's different. Anyways. I don't think I've experienced outright bullying, but I was harassed a bunch of times. Nothing serious enough to hinder my school life though, so it's all good. Good. I mean, harassment, everybody sort of, well, I mean, depends on what you mean by the harassment, but you know, everyone sort of has it. But yep, that's good. You got bullied by the desert. If that's the thing. No, harassed by the desert? 明らかにクラスメイトが興味なさそうにしているのに自分が喋りたいことだけ昼休み丸々ノンストップで喋り続けたり、体力のなさを軽く指摘されただけで怒って、怒涛の反応をした挙句逆ギレして無視したり遊びに誘われれば嘲笑とともにバッサリ断って勉強してと頼まれれば教え方が嫌みったらしい。これでは友達ができるはずもない。やべえ。ただ、救急の授業で転んで膝がすりむいたクラスメイトを見たときに取り戻して救急車を呼ぼうとしていたこともあり、悪質なだけのことではないことは確かだった。Oh dear. みきおちゃん。Oh dear. Oh dear. Wait, people are friends. No. No, you don't. That's not actually a thing. Friends is not actually a thing, but we all want them. That's just how it is, isn't it? And then at the end of the day, you become a skombu to sort of have a friend. Despite despite strongly emanating her disinterest in her classmates, she would talk non-stop about what she was interested in throughout break time. when her lack of stamina was slightly pointed out, was mentioned, given the slightest of mentions, she would flare into a rage and get extremely defensive before eventually 逆ギレは翻訳できないんだよねこれ逆ギレ There's no way to when the offender is angry at the victim angry at someone who would normally be angry at you flipping out on those subjected to her what she's saying to her venom. No, there's a better word for it. Maybe venom is the right word. And ignoring them. Before eventually flipping out on those subjected to her venom and ignoring them. This is terrible. Yeah, friends aren't real. Only simps exist. Generally, want to say thank you for all your live translation work for Kaijo in all the different forms. Well, thank you for dropping by at Ajvark. Thank you. Friends aren't real. There's friends, there's simps, then there's Tete. Ooh, I think I just said something smart. No, that was not smart. Ignore that. Hi, Asomi. When she was invited out. When someone invited her to hang out, she laughed at them mockingly. Someone asked her to teach them, to tutor them. She did so. Yamitarashi. Sarcasm. What do you mean? Sarcastic. All throughout. When someone invited her to hang out, she laughed at them mockingly. When somebody asked her to tutor them, she remained sarcastic all throughout the session. No way anyone would become her friend. Light of all this. Koredewa. So the koredewa is, I sort of did it in light of all this. Okay, this is worse. This is worse than what I would do. ただ、体育の授業で転んで膝をすりむいた。However, there was one instance when someone tripped during PE? You guys call it PE class? That's what we called it. What do you guys call it? PE for physical education. And scraped. That's not it. Scraped their knees. She became extremely flustered and tried to call an ambulance for them. In other words, she wasn't an entirely 악質 malignant. God damn it, what is this? P on my side too. You can say AJ. Alright, AJ. Half the time you sound drunk when writing this out. I know it's because of how translating works. Do I sound drunk? Really? That would be funny. Yeah, PE, physical education. Phys ed. Fitness class. Fitness class is a bit different, isn't it? Fitness class is sort of like when you go to the gym and you have fitness class. That's for all the yoga people. Maybe not. Okay, I'm glad everybody has PE. Can you hear the bell? I hope you can't. If you can, that is the fire bell. That is the what do you call it? The bell that goes on when there's a fire in the building. They're testing it today, I assume. Judging by how it's not going off like incessantly, not like it's like just like they're probably testing it. I hope you can't hear it. Ebina は日の影のタイルについてやんわりと注意したが効果はなかった。Ebina try to 注意 warn her or try to gently warn her or you can hear the bell. Oh dear. Oh dear. Never mind. Evina tried to how do you say this? Like so Evina は日の影の態度 is attitude, right? やんわり So やんわりと注意 やんわり means okay, mildly, gently. Caution gently caution 日の影 to about her attitude, but to no avail. 効果はなかった there was no effect. What the caution had no effect. 日の影 wasn't listening. 親が大病院の院長ということもあり、厳しい指導をすれば問題になりかねない。一方、放置すればそれはそれで問題を起こしかねない。筒がしてくる。She was the daughter of a major hospital, of the director of a large hospital. He was worried that it might turn into a problem if he got strict with her. Conversely, at the same time, if he simply left her alone, that would also eventually turn into a problem. Ebina spent every day with a terrible headache. 頭痛がしてくる。There we go. It's very quiet. If anything, the bell fits your theming. No. Speaking of PE, I've been going out for jogs recently since a professional told me I need to come into contact with more sunlight. So I decided to pick up Pokemon Go to play while I'm out. Well, I don't know how to respond to that, but good for you. I mean, you probably... I mean, it is good to be healthy. It is good to be healthy, right? And jogging is a good way of doing that, sort of. I heard it's bad for your knees, but, there's, all sorts of advice on the internet. It's good that you're trying to be healthy. That's good. And sunlight is sort of good for you, so there you go. Pokemon Go, though, I don't know. Pokemon, though, I don't know. Like, how would you incorporate Pokemon Go into this? Because, like, Pokemon Go, so the Pokemon gather in certain points, right? Like, and you would have to stop to catch the Pokemon, wouldn't you? So would you be running, and then you stop to catch the Pokemon, and you run again? Because then that is probably not the best. You shouldn't start and stop, But otherwise, that works, I suppose. Here's an idea. Download VTuber streams onto your phone. Like, get YouTube Premium, download the streams onto your phone, and you can watch the streams while you jog. You can keep up your streak of 24/7 VTuber viewing. Such bad advice. Such terrible advice. Don't take advice from people on the internet. People on the internet being me. Hinokage means shadow of the day. Yes, it does. 頭を抱える海老名にさらに圧をかけてくるのが冠城理事長第5例による防災訓練である。テロリストが学園に通う有名人の市場を人質に取ったという現実味にかける指定の訓練だ。Then came is 第5例。This major order from Chairman Kaburagi that the school was going to do a disaster prevention drill for terrorists attacking the school to target the children of famous parents with famous parents. 海老名現実味にかける It didn't sound realistic. 現実味にかける。英語 please. Thank you. Unrealistic. The highly unrealistic situation of terrorists attacking the school to target children of famous parents. I live in the middle of nowhere though, so there's no Pokestops around me, and there's no way to get Pokeballs other than microtransactions. Oh, that's not very effective then, is it? That's not very suitable for what you want to do with it. Dude, I remember when Pokemon first came. I remember when Pokemon Go first came out, man. Like, so like I live in Hong Kong, right? And you know we're very packed. Everything is very packed. So we also have restaurants that are pretty much everywhere, around every corner. And when Pokemon Go first came out, basically all the restaurants paid money to use the incense thingy, so that Pokemon would gather to the restaurant, and then so that people would gather to the restaurant to catch the Pokemon, and hopefully while they were at it, then they would go, oh hey, restaurant here, I'll buy some food, or I'll buy a drink. So all the restaurants did Poke incense back then. It was so funny. So funny. But I mean, if you live in the middle of nowhere, I'm not sure that's the best sort of encouragement for your running. But I mean, if it works for you, then great, I suppose. What does it even mean to need sunlight, though, if you think about it? Now that I think about it, what does it even mean to need sunlight? Because look, I pretty much never leave my house. I leave my house only like twice a day, okay? Like to get lunch and then to get dinner. I'm at home all day, but there are windows next to me. Very big windows. So like I actually have a tan on my arms, not on my body because I'm wearing a shirt, but on my arms, like the sun would just shine on my arm. I'm typing the whole day long. I'm translating, right? I'm translating, and I'm typing. So my arm is on top of my keyboard the entire day, and so my arms are now tanned, which is the weirdest tan I've ever gotten. But you can get sunlight just staying at home. You need vitamin D from the sun. Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying you can get sun when you're at home too. But that's pretty cool. Don't think we had that happen around here. Well, I mean, Hong Kong is sort of weird in sort of like the tech thing. Hong Kong is a bit weird. It's called a farmer's tan out here. Really? Like, would you call it a farmer's tan? What constitutes as, you know what? I'll Google it. Refers to the typical tan lines developed by regular outdoor activity when wearing a short sleeve shirt. A farmer's tan usually starts with a suntan covering exposed parts of the arms and neck. I see. Then yes. Okay, I see. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. Yes, that is what I have. It's so weird. I mean, it's not as extreme, but it is weird. It took me a while to figure out what it was, you know, like I went like for lunch with my aunt, and then like we were eating, and then like suddenly I looked down at my arms and I was like, I have a tan. Why do I have a tan? I never leave the house the entire day long. I'm literally at my computer the entire day long. Why do I have a tan? And then it took me a while to figure out, oh, it's because I'm sitting in front of my window. Due to issues I developed a skin disease, nothing serious. But okay, but if not treated well, my body won't be able to come in contact with the sun at all, or it'll be bad. I see. So you want regular exposure to sunlight. Fair enough. And as I said, you know, the jogging, it's good for you. But some exercise is always better than no exercise. Says me, who don't really exercise. Okay, let's move. 実際、芦原学園には有力者の市場がそこそこいる。学年に一人政治家の息子や有能芸能人の娘がいる。大病院の院長に一人娘にして理事長の目をかけられている日の影美京も VIP に数えられるだろう。In fact, 芦原学園 did actually have quite a few of a few students were actually children of rather influential people in Ebina's year. Let's go in Ebina's year. There was a son of a politician and a daughter of a famous Yume Geinojin, Yume TV, a famous, let's go celebrity. As the single daughter of a director of a major hospital, Hinokage Mikyo, also technically counted as a VIP. Sorry, I better no exercise. Guy who doesn't exercise. Hey, I exercise a little bit. I go to the gym twice a week. Which is literally me living out the saying, some exercise is better than no exercise. Each time I go for only 1 hour. And it kills me every time. It kills me so bad every time. I do not like exercising. Exercising sucks. Walk to and from work in the Central Florida sun 5 days a week, 12 minutes both ways. Okay. So that's 24 minutes. So that's half an hour, 5 days a week. That's not that much, man. That's not that much, man. Technically, you also fall into the same category as the rest of us here, then, of some exercise is better than no exercise. Technically, you are with us. You are on our side. And then the rest of the day is either game dev for work or game dev at home. Nice. Nice for developers. I have absolute respect for developers. Like people who can code and shit. I'm just like, this, because I can't code for shit. So it's to me, coding is magic. I always just call it. I call it modern magic. That's what I call it. Thank you for making games. Can't live without games. Nobody can live without games now. Games is life. 学校を襲うテロリストなどという中学生の痛々しい妄想のような事態が起きるとは到底考えられないが、他の一般的な学よりは起こる可能性が高い。有名人に恨みを持つ人物が親の恨みをここで晴らすために学校を襲撃してきたということは確かに起こり得るのかもしれない。The cringy delusion. Moso. What do you? I never know how to translate moso. Wild idea, delusion. Let's go daydream of terrorists attacking a school. Seemed extremely unlikely to happen, but if it really was to happen, this school was indeed one of the more likely targets. Thank you. I have a lot of respect for translators as well, especially those able to do it live. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, some people who code are called wizards, I think, so that's not very far-fetched. Are they? Are they technically called wizards? Or are you code wizards? Is that a thing? Let's go. Code wizard. What is this? Code wizards. Alchemists. Okay, alchemy is a slightly different thing. This is like a thing for children, is it? Ooh. Ooh. It's for children, yeah. To teach them how to code. Okay. That's cool. That is cool. So I came into the stream kind of halfway through. Did anyone call Ebina a shrimp yet? No, not yet. But so Ebina, the introduction to Ebina included this. And then we talked about how Ebi-sen is basically this. This. Which is yummy. Which is very, very yummy. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's very, very yummy. I mean, it's yummy. It's okay. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10, I guess. If it's there, I would eat it. The shrimp hair antenna, like a shrimp antenna. No, it's a guy. He's 27 years old. And he's a side character. It doesn't matter. He's a random teacher. He's the teacher of Mikio-chan. He's the homeroom teacher of the class that Mikio-chan has transferred into. I saw that for no shrimpifies. Speaking of alchemy, I once decided to dabble in the arts. Weird. What? I'm sorry, what? As in, like, you tried to dabble in alchemy? Really? Is that a thing nowadays? That can't be a thing. That's not a thing nowadays. Alchemy? Really? Nah. We have chemistry class. That's what alchemy is nowadays. You what? Clap your hands. And he summoned the rock wall. When someone says alchemy now, I think if you get the reference. Alright. 有名人に恨みを持つ人物がsomeone who had a grudge against a famous person might think of 恨みを晴らすというのは、恨みを晴らすというのはね、どういう意味？恨みを晴らす。意味じゃなくて、意味が知りたくないんじゃなくて、英語。relieve a grudge. Settle their score. There we go. I think of settling their score with the famous person's child instead. And attacking their children to settle their grudge by proxy. Let's go by proxy. The sentence is not entirely finished though. 襲ってきたということは確かに起こり得るのかもしれない。 it wasn't entirely unthinkable for someone who held a grudge against a famous person to attack their children instead to settle the grudge by proxy, or attack their children instead to get at them their children instead. There we go. That's a lot better. That's much cleaner. That's much cleaner. It wasn't entirely unthinkable for someone who held a grudge against a famous person to get at them by attacking their children instead. There we go. Much cleaner. Join the circle of alchemists at some point. Some kind of creation between a chicken and something else. Very sacrilegious, but pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know whether to believe you or not. I think in this context, alchemy means trying to make the philosopher's stone and going through the albedo-rubedo process. I don't know what the albedo-rubedo process is, but making a philosopher's stone, I know what that means. I know what that means. Jijitsu, 学校に不審者が侵入して殺害。傷害。殺傷。傷害。Right? 殺傷、傷害。立てこもり事件を起こした事例はある。There was actual president of 不審者 suspicious person of a suspicious of let's go assailants infiltrating a school to kill, maim, kill or maim students, to kill or Miami students. Sorry, I was joking. To maim students, no, that's not it. That's not it either. That's not it either. This is not a MOBA. To kill or maim students, or tatekomori, or holding themselves, or barricading in. Barricading in a school. There was actual precedent of assailants infiltrating a school to kill or maim students, or barricading inside a school. Sort of to hide from. Yeah, let's just keep as barricading inside a school. Yep. Yehorema. Thank you for amazing work translating JP Chubas. Chubas. I didn't know what the word meant until I read it out loud, but okay. Tubers, right? I'm an interpreter, and I know what you do is no easy feat. Really, really grateful for your work. Hope to see more of you. So very well earned. Thank you. Wow, that means a lot. Coming from an actual interpreter. Wow. Thank you. What do you interpret? What language to what language? I'm curious. In my younger years, I've done some very random and bizarre things. I'm now trying to not get anything worse in my repercussions. Yes. I'm glad that you sort of come into this that you have sort of come to this session, Penguin. Yes. Normally, being part of an alchemy circle is not recommended. I'm sure it made for an interesting experience, though. The only weird thing I've done recently was learning how to hijack radio waves. That is still pretty weird. That is still pretty weird. When would you ever use this ability? Actually, I shouldn't say that. I mean, like, whatever, if it's like a proper ability that you pick up, if it's a proper thing that you learn how to do, I mean, and if it's not legal, right, then I would encourage it, because you'd be interested in it, and you can never tell, like, what if you pick up a skill, you can never tell what would come of it down the road, right? You sometimes 5 years, or maybe not even 5 years, like a few years down the road, you have this skill now and it opens doors for you. You never know. So, you know, if that's what you're interested in, and if you're having fun with it, go do it. Go for it. Definitely. Hayashi Naki, how are you doing? How are you, my teacher? Am I your teacher now? Am I your teacher? Have I gotten a student? This is my Hatsumimi Nandakedo. This is my first time hearing this. No one told me. But okay. Apparently. Hi. 学校が襲われる事態を想定した訓練を心配しすぎとも言い切れない。テロリストはさすがに杞憂だが。It was hard to dismiss the possibility of this school being attacked right out of hand. Terrorists might be taking worrying about terrorists might be taking things a bit too far, though. No, we have to. No. We're gonna have to combine these two. It doesn't work. Why? Because this is a thought. This is a thought, and we would have to do this, and things would get messy because in this work, generally in light novels, thoughts are by the main character, and so no. In order to avoid having to assign this thought to a specific person, we can flip this. Although worrying about terrorists might be taking things slightly too far, it was hard to dismiss the possibility of the school being attacked right out of hand. Oh no, there's drilling. Why is there drilling? Stop drilling, people. Who's drilling? Yeah. Teacher, what is 1 plus 1? That's a trick question, isn't it? That's a trick question, isn't it? I know this is a bit of a problem. A few paragraphs above, there's this part that goes, he was worried it might turn into a problem. I want to turn... problem. What is this? As she was the daughter of the director of a large hospital, he was worried that it might turn into a problem if he got strict with her. At the same time, if he simply left her alone, that would also eventually turn into a problem. Evidence spent every day with a terrible headache. Okay, thank you. I mean, like, that's basically, I look at everything in post. That's sort of how it is. Okay, 1 plus 1, right? Didn't Ollie go over this already? Go watch Ollie's stream instead, right? She proved... She proved this, didn't she? Even I didn't watch the stream. may not be necessarily true. Holy fuck, no! Provide very lengthy proof of 1 plus 1 equals 2. Can you think of some way to extend mathematical rigor to present a long proof of that equation? I'm not asking for a proof, but rather for some outline that one would consider to make the derivation as long as possible. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Okay, let's see. Principia Mathematica. I can't read this. I cannot read this. I cannot actually read this. Holy fuck. This is union, isn't it? This is talking about, oh god, what are the terms? Overlap and shit. What do you read this? Is this a star? Is this a star? This is a multiplication, right? It's already a couple of hundreds in the book. It skips stuff in the beginning. The main point is to explain the theorem above. Here is essentially that if alpha and beta are disjoint sets. Yeah, sets. That's a word. Sets with exactly one element each. Then their union has exactly 2 elements. This is established based on very slightly simpler theorems. For example, that if alpha is a set that contains x and nothing else, and if beta is a set that contains y and nothing else, then alpha union beta contains 2 elements if and only if x does not equal y. The main reason that it takes so long to get to 1 plus 1 equals 2 is that Principia Mathematica starts from almost nothing and works its way up in very tiny incremental steps. Fuck this! Fuck this! Fuck this! I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this here today. We're not doing this today. I haven't seen half of the symbols and I make sure math physics. I don't know. Fuck it, man. I'm not doing this today. I don't know. It literally can't be a proof. No, there's a proof. There's a proof. I know there is, but let's not do it today. Go watch Ollie's stream. Did Ollie prove it? Did Ollie actually prove it? I never watched the stream, so okay, I guess normal general Google wouldn't tell me. maybe I would go back and look at the clips afterwards. 心配なのは中学生特有の斜めに構えた思想から普段殺人絶滅、世界革命などという危なげなキーワードを含む本ばかり読んでいる日の影みきおはテロリスト側に加担しようとしないだろうかということだ。What Epic was actually worried about was whether if such an occasion did occur, what Ebina was worried about was Hinokage Mikyo, who normally read books containing dangerous keywords like murder, satsujin, right? Murder, extinction, and world Sekai Kakume, world revolution. Such bullshit. Mikyo is so bullshit all the time. I can't stop laughing. joining the terrorists. Alright, I know I have to do this here. Let's go walking over and joining a terrorist site. This is not in the source text, but it's sort of in the spirit of the source text, and it sort of makes this sort of funnier because she's walking over. She's like, "Can I join you? I want to be part of you." Louise, hey, hi, how you doing? I want to get into Ollie sometime. From what I've seen in clips, she looks very fun. Bro, you're already watching VTubers 24/7, man. Bro. I mean, if you can fit it into your schedule of already packed 24 hours of VTubers, then go ahead. On a note of fixing things above, I'll probably split everyday up into 2 words. Everyday is mostly used in adjective. It's fine, guys. Leave it. Not adjective. I'll fix things in post. That's how it is. Spent every day. Okay, there we go. Beheading. There we go. Louise. Is that how I pronounce your name? I don't know how to pronounce Spanish. Now I make you sound like 防災訓練とは言ってもストーリーが決まったプロレスのようなもので、テロリストの襲撃から撃退まであらかじめ手順が決められている。生徒の悪ふざけで引っかき回されてはたまったものではない。教員が生徒の悪ふざけを阻止するのも含めての訓練なのだが。Okay. As a drill, the story for what would happen was largely decided. Sort of like pro wrestling matches. It's a random reference. How pro wrestling matches were. The way the terrorists would be beaten back was attack and be beaten back was already scripted. Let's go scripted. から撃退まであらかじめ手順が決められている。So like beforehand, あらかじめ. So this is beforehand, right? 手順, this is like the process. So this is how things are gonna go. が is 決められている. Already decided. It's decided. So the word scripted would serve here. So there we go. Yay. Hey. Yes, it is. And don't worry, I don't know how to pronounce Spanish myself. Oi! Then what does your last name mean? What is a... What does this mean? Variant spelling of AD, assimilated before S. Now it's just telling me the word as, which there's which is probably not it. Oh, do I have to search it all together? You know what? Let's do this. Now I'm doxing you. I shouldn't dox you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was not thinking. Oh dear. That did not happen. 生徒の悪ふざけで引っかき忘れてはたまったものではない。Let me see. How do we do this? 生徒の悪ふざけで引っかき回されては。It would make things complicated. It would complicate things. Complicate. If the students were to what was that? Where to start messing around. Mm, 教員が生徒の悪ふざけを阻止するのも含めての訓練なのだが case could be made that containing the students seriousness was part of the training. On the part of the teachers. Teacher side. Teachers side. Although it would complicate things if the students were to start messing around, though the case could be made that containing students' mischievousness was part of the training on the teacher side. Alright, changing topics. Have you ever participated in Org before? I have no idea what an Org is. What is an Org? I know what is WA. Alternate reality game. What is this? Boyege. Interactive networked narrative that uses the real world as a platform and enjoys transmedia storytelling to deliver a story that may be altered by players' ideas or actions. The form is defined by intense player. The form is defined by intense player involvement with a story that takes place in real time and evolves according to players' responses. Subsequently, it is shaped by characters that are actively controlled by the game's designers, as opposed to being controlled by an AI as in a computer or a console video game. Players interact directly with characters in the game, solve plot-based challenges and puzzles, and collaborate as a community to analyze the story and coordinate real-life and online activities. ARGs generally use multimedia, such as telephones, email, and mail, but rely on the internet as the central binding medium. ARGs tend to be free to play, with costs absorbed either through supporting products, such as collectible puzzle cards, Fun Perplexity, or through promotional relationships with existing products. For example, I Love Bees was a promotion for Halo 2, and The Lost Experience and Find 815 promoted the television show Lost. Pay-to-play models exist as well. Later games in the genre have shown an increasing amount of experimentation with new models and subgenres. I just finished reading that and I still have no idea what it is. And ARG is a very hard thing to explain. Think of it as a gigantic Easter egg that spans both within the game and outside of it. People who are constantly active in ARG circles are so amazing. I've tried getting into ARG myself, but it requires a lot of different skills like decoding, audio, video, image editing. What on earth? No, clearly I have not done this. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. And this is probably more than we can detour onto. What? So I assume it's not something like augmented reality, like Pokemon Go, right? It's probably not something like Pokemon Go, right? It's probably something more complicated, right? No, I have not. I don't know what that is. But talk about games. I do sort of want to get into a TRPG thingy. TTRPG? Why is it TTRPG? Why is there two T's? Is this table RPG? Tabletop? Oh, is it tabletop role-playing game? What's the difference between 1T and 2T? It's not like if you have only 1T, it means something else, is it? Anyways, whatever. I wanted to get into it, but I don't really have time for it, so which is sad. Which is very sad. どれほど考え、準備して対策しても問題ことが次から次へと入ってくる。教師の苦労はいつも絶えない。No matter how much teachers brainstormed, prepared, and ready counter 対策 countermeasures. Problems would still crop up. Kikuro as a teacher. And the worries of a teacher. There was never an end to the worries of a teacher. Which is sad. It sucks being a teacher, doesn't it? Tabletop equals TT. TTRPG. Yeah, see, like, what's the difference with like 1T? You know what? I'll Google it. Tabletop is one word since about 1810. We do not use TTRPG. This seems so snobby. I want to see the full passage. What is this? Until recently, it seemed pretty standard to use TRPG, but in the last few years, for some strange reason, an increasing number of people are starting to use TTRPG with two T's. Why? TTRPG or TRPG? One word or two? Etymology? When we reference the original role-playing game format, adjective before noun. Noun equals role-playing game. Adjective is a type of RPG. Tabletop. Tabletop has been found and used as one word, tabletop, since 1751. Tabletop is one word since about 1810. We do not use TTRPG. So, since tabletop is one word, we use a single T. So stuck up. But I like it. I like it. But it is weird. Why would people use this? Like, that's one more syllable to pronounce. Why is this getting popular? That is weird. Why? Anyways. Apparently it's the same thing, so yeah. Taming Tiger's role-playing game. I don't know, man. These damn kids and their extra T's. I mean, my general understanding of internet culture is they shorten things, right? They don't make things longer. They just make things shorter and shorter and shorter. So it's weird that they're adding like an extra T. I don't know, man. Whatever. さて、防災と訓練当日、2限目の数学の授業を始めて10分ほど経ったとき、ピンポン、ピンポン、That's probably not it. That's ambulance. ピンポン、ピンポンと音が鳴り、副校長の声で学内放送が流れた。So then, it was finally the day of the drill. 10 minutes into math class, second period, math class. The school ping pong. Actually, what would you call this? The school chime rang over the intercom and followed by the vice principal's voice. 全校の皆さん、校内に不審者が侵入しました。先生の指示に従って体育館に避難してください。あ、から何をすOkay, are we doing this? Okay. All students and staff. We have received word that suspicious figures have entered the school. All students are to follow their teacher's instruction and make your way to Hinan and take refuge and escape, evacuate to the gymnasium. Let's go gymnasium. Hey, Kora, stop. What are you doing? And then starts. This line, I don't know how, but somehow this line gets across that this was very, very bad acting. に避難してください。あ、こら、何をす。I hope I got it right. We have received word that suspicious figures have entered the school. All students are to follow their teacher's instruction and make their way to the gymnasium. Hey, stop. What are you? Let's go. Hey, stop. Oof. What are you doing? Nah, okay, no need for the oof. Hey, let's go stop that. Hey, stop that. What are you doing? I hope this gets across the shitty acting. 放送当てた声の後、打撲音とともに一度途切れる。そして別の聞き覚えのない落ち着いた声が後を引き継いだ。Principal's voice turned flustered before being interrupted by a blunt sound. By the sound of a blow. That doesn't really make sense, does it? By the sound of a blow. Now let's go with a blunt sound. Then a different, unfamiliar voice picked up. In a calm tone. Let's go spoke. ただいまの放送は訂正します。指示があるまで各教室で待機してください。安全のため警備員が巡回します。放送を終わります。Correction. Stay in your classrooms until further notice. 安全のため警備員。The school guards will be patrolling to ensure everyone's safety. 放送終わります。This is the end of the broadcast. Let's go. This is the end of the broadcast. Let's just do that. Yeah, okay. 半分ほどの生徒は困惑していて、察しのいい生徒はざわつき、何か面白そうにしている。防災訓練の筋書きではテロリストに放送室を占領され、以後は誤報が流れるということになっている。この誤報に対し、教師と生徒はクラス別に行動する。半分のクラスは誤報を信じ、教室で待機し、もう半分は放送に不信感を抱き、体育館に避難。3年の学生主任の先生が放送室に確認しに行き、占領を確かめ、警察を呼ぼうとするも、電話線が切られた上に電波妨害で呼べない。そこで教員から融資を募り、校外へ助けを呼びに行く。妨害するテロリストをかいくぐり、事前に妨害訓練について協力要請してある警察署にたどり着けば終了だ。Okay, wow, okay, this is complicated. Okay, so have the students been told? The students should have been told, right? Because they got permission from the parents. Okay, half of the students looked rewarded. The ones who were quick on the uptake started buzzing, whispering with their neighbors, and a few and an interested look. 面白そうにする。にする。英語。They're not making it, they looked interested. Or they perked up, I guess. Perked up. Clearly the last group are those who have also dreamed of terrorists attacking the school. But this seems weird because theoretically they should have been told. Well, at least the parents should have been told. Maybe the school told the parents but didn't tell the students. There you go. That would be interesting. We finally get into the action. I'm pretty hyped to reach this point in the novel. Yeah, thank you. Nice. 防災訓練の肩書き The synopsis of the drill was that terrorists had occupied the what do you call this? Broadcasting room. And 誤報が投げれる。流れる and making 誤報 that's not quite playing 流れる sort of playing but like misinformation and giving out information and correct instructions. I mean, I imagine they wouldn't just be giving out misinformation, would they? They'll be giving orders. How can we include the word orders in here? I mean, it wouldn't be incorrect orders because they're not incorrect. It's not like there's a correct order. Like this. Order to screw around as they pleased. ということになっている。この誤報に対し、教室生徒はクラス別に行動する。Each class was to then react to these orders in different ways. Half would obediently follow them and stay put in their classrooms, while half would disbelieve and attempt to make their way to the gymnasium. Honestly, if the school gets attacked, you'll probably want to stay in your room, wouldn't you? Why would you want to go out? You should stay in your room. It's actually, thinking about this, I did this at my school once. We actually did this at our school once. Hold on a minute. We actually did it. We had one of these drills. We actually did. Oh my god. Oh my god. My school really was a high class school apparently. I never really thought about it this way. We actually did it. False orders. Okay. Occupied a broadcasting room and were issuing false orders. No, like we actually had a drill and they told us to stay in our classrooms, and like there's like a, I think there was like a color system going on, where, because like the classroom would have like the door would have like windows, so like the teacher would have like a different colored paper, like green and red, to display on the window, so basically to indicate whether the class was like safe or not. And like we had to shore up the door by basically just pushing all the tables and chairs against the door, and that's basically how it is. I mean, presumably, if they're terrorists, they wouldn't be going around carrying like battering rams or random shit like this to like break down the door, right? So like the best idea is to stay in the classroom and just make sure that they can't get in. Because if you go outside, then you're exposed, and they can shoot you. They can grab you. They can sort of they can grab you. They can shoot you. They can do whatever they want to you. But if you stay in your classroom, then it's safe. It was the logic that they told us back then. My school has it where if you are outside, you can either run to a certain checkpoint, or if you live close enough, you can run home. You are told to at least try to get into a classroom. Oh, okay. So hold on. So this whole idea isn't as weird as it sounds. It sounds like y'all went through it too. Y'all had this drill too, huh? I had this drill. Well, I just remembered that I did. Looks like you guys have it too. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I suppose maybe this makes it sounds weird. It's made to sound weird here because this is Japan, I suppose, and nothing happens in Japan. I mean, not true, but apparently, but like, I guess it sort of makes more sense in other countries. Maybe I've had the real thing a few times. God damn. Okay, yeah, different countries, different different things. Oof. Let's see. 3年の I think every student have a drill at some point. Really? Okay, well, it's pretty normal then, apparently. 3年の学年主任の先生が放送して確認しに来。The third year teachers would make their way to the broadcast room to confirm to check or to confirm, or how should we? We'll make their way to the broadcast room. What's going on? Discover it occupied. Learn that it was occupied. And attempt to call the police, but find the landlines cut and the airwaves interrupted. 電波妨害 jammed. Let's do that. そこで教員から有志を募り、校外へ助けを呼びに行く。Then the teachers try to find volunteers. I volunteer as tribute. Call for help. They had to 妨害するテロスかいくぐり to duck through the net. And reach the nearest police station, which had been informed beforehand of this drill. Then the drill would be over. We try to slip through the terrace nets and make their way out of the school to call for help. When they reached the nearest police station, which had been informed beforehand, then the drill would be over. There we go. Yay! Already. Good job. This is a whole story, isn't it? This is a whole friggin' story. Interesting. I think someone mentioned before, right? I think someone mentioned before in the comments, like, when this series talks about what is supposed to happen beforehand, that means it's not going to happen as it's supposed to happen, which is very, very true. But so basically, this is how it's not going to happen. There you go. There you go. Just a side note, when things like this happen, parents aren't notified. Really? Well, I mean, I don't know how normally things are. I mean, in this series, they said they notified the parents. How was it for me? I don't remember. I really don't remember. I know, like, things like fire drill, there's no notification because, you know, whatever, it's fire drill. I don't remember if there was notification about the terrorist drill. I like the fire drills. It's okay. So, like, for fire drills, what happened was, like, my school didn't have like a very big courtyard. So, like, the courtyard wasn't big enough for like all the students of the school to stand in at the same time, right? So, like, when we had the fire drill, we made our way to the nearest school public soccer field. Like, it's one of those, like, you know, public park thingies, you know, not the government, you know, Hong Kong government, you know, they sprinkle it all over. And there's like a soccer field that's sort of close by to the school. So when we had the fire drill, we had to all go to the soccer field, right? And then when the drill is done, you know, like, they make sure everybody's here, they take attendance and blah blah blah, everything's done, the drill is over, okay, let's go back. Then you would basically, all the students would gradually, you know, make their way back to school, you know. But like, I had a homeroom teacher who was really chill with this sort of stuff, and like, when he was leading us back, like, he brought us on a detour and basically bought all of us froyo. We all detoured to this place that had froyo, and he was like, "Hey, I'll buy one for all of you guys. Yeah, oh, everyone, you guys go pick one." And so we all bought froyo, and we went back to the school, and we spent the rest of that class. Like, he resumed teaching, but then, like, the rest of the class, everyone's just eating froyo while listening to the lesson. It was great. I loved it. And it was the sort of froyo where they, like, you know, like, they put the froyo thing in, and then, like, you can put whatever toppings you want. And he was like, "Yeah, go get as many toppings as you want." You know? It was good memory. Good memories. For me, usually students are told, and I think they send an email to the parents to notify them about it. And then conversely, Lewis is that they don't want the parents to go crazy and head to the school. It's different countries, different cultures, apparently. Interesting. Okay, who pinged me? Why you ping me? What is this ping? It's Kumicho. Nope, never mind. It's Kumicho's just doing a retweet. Never mind. That's fine. Hello, that's pretty cool. It is really cool. I love it. This is the same teacher. This was the same teacher who he also taught us AP history, AP world history. And like AP world history was like sometimes it was like first period. And so he would just be like, okay, let's not meet in the classroom. And then like assuming there was no homeroom that day, it was first period. So he was just like, guys, let's just meet up in McDonald's. This is first period, right? And so we just spent all of first period in McDonald's. And we brought our textbooks and everything. And we grabbed the entire corner, all the tables in the corner is us. We spread out our AP World History textbooks. And he got out his we call them octopus. It's sort of like our electronic money card thingy. You put money into it, right? I know the UK calls them Oyster cards or something. It's basically your electronic money card thing, which is not a credit card. He just held it out and he's like, hey, you guys use this card and go get yourselves breakfast. So we all went and bought breakfast. It's so cool. I love that teacher. He was so chill. Guys, history teachers are the best. I would actually agree with you on that one. I would agree. My experience correlates that statement. Yes. Yes. Okay, let me see, where are we? 今回の、防災訓練はあくまでも学校側の訓練であり、警察による突入やテロリスト制圧は行われない。警察署に駆け込んだ時点でその後の状況を省略してテロリストを撤収していく。This drill was ultimately a drill only on the schools side. The police would not be deploying to suppress the terrorists or right. As soon as a teacher reached the police station, the drill, everything afterwards would be simplified, shoraku, abbreviated, omitted, abridged. Let's go abridged. And the terrorists would retreat. Like, I don't know if I've told this story before. Like, my AP World History teacher, like, so for AP World History, like, we had to do a lot of reading. Every class was like 30 pages of the textbook. And then afterward, at the beginning of every class, we would have a quiz. It was like a multiple question. It was like a 20-question multiple choice quiz at the start of every class for the 30 pages of reading. And but then the teacher was so chill. he's the same dude who brought us to McDonald's. Like, he's so chill. Like, he allowed us to basically discuss the questions out loud. It was so awesome. Like, we'd be like, question 1. What is the answer? Someone would be like, it's C. And someone would be like, no, that's not right, it's A. And then we'd discuss why it's A, and then we'd just put A. And we'd do that for all 20 questions. And then afterwards, he would make us go to the trouble of like, okay, swap your test papers with the person next to you so that we can grade it. So we swap. I give my test paper to the person to my right, and the person on my left would give me his test paper, and then we would grade it. Everybody had the same answers, and it would all be correct. So afterwards, it was like 20 out of 20. Good job. And then we give it back. And the teacher would he would put it into the ledger. It's like, okay, everybody got 20 out of 20 today. I don't know. It was so bullshit. It was so funny. But there were some people, who would be like, no, I don't agree with the answer that everybody agreed on, so I would choose my own answer. And sometimes they were right, just because we discussed it together, it didn't mean that it was actually correct, right? So sometimes some people wouldn't get like 20 out of 20. And sometimes like a lot of people would get the same question wrong because they all took the same answer. But it was good memories. Amazing teaching right there. I mean, conversely, if you think about it, it sort of is, right? Because you're basically leaving the students to teach themselves, which is more interactive and more hands-on. And so technically, they would remember the things better than the teacher just being there and, whatever. And then afterwards, there's actual checking. So if they got it wrong, like if they taught each other and then they got it wrong, then they would get to know that it was wrong. And they would sort of remember it because it was sort of like we all discussed it and oh shit, it is wrong. So if you think about it conversely, it was actually a pretty good method. So, but it was so antithetical to the whole concept of this being a quiz that it will forever remain in my mind, and I will always laugh whenever I tell it. I loved it. And I was the kind of kid who did all the reading. I was the goody two shoes. I did all the reading and I took proper notes of all of them. Like I took good notes of all 30 pages all the time, all of it. So like people basically just asked me for the answers. And obviously sometimes I got them wrong, but most of the times I got them right. And I did like history. I did love it. For me, like the way I see history is, well, I don't really get to do it much nowadays anymore, right? So it's just knowledge in the back of my mind. But the way I see history is basically a bunch of stories about stupid people doing stupid things and other people sort of reacting to it. It's sort of my general it's my general overgeneralized description of what history is. Basically. I mean, sometimes you have smart people doing their own thing. That's true. But mostly, it's stupid people doing stupid things. Right? And then like making a whole big mess. And then a war breaks out. And it's a war. And then everything after that is people just scrambling. Be like, oh, are we not at war? It's like, oh, we have to fight. And it's like, oh, because you're fighting him, I'm not, now I have to fight you. I don't know. I like to think it that way because it makes it funnier, and it's more sort of like this is an actual story. This is actual stories that lead to more stories and then lead to more stories, and it's all just people. It's just all stupid people doing stupid things. As a former student, I don't trust doing this stuff with students. I myself don't like taking notes. Pretty good at memorizing. Good for you. Like, I mean, everyone in our class was pretty like serious about it. They're pretty diligent. Well, I wouldn't say they were diligent. A lot of people didn't do the reading. But like nobody would be like purposely trying to troll others with bad answers, right? Like if they were, they made it obvious it was a joke, like you'd be like, hey, obviously it's C, duh, they would make it obvious. Nobody would actually try to trip other people up. So it worked in our case, I guess. He just summed up all my years of history in 5 seconds. 重要なのは誤報を流し武器で脅してくるテロリストを相手に教師が最大限に生徒の安全を守り勝手な行動を取らせないということだ。 That kind of sums up the concept of history in and of itself. I'm glad there are people who agree. Key. The teachers under threat by terrorists holding guns and broadcasting false orders. How best to protect their students and stop them from taking 勝手な行動。勝手な行動。Ego, please. It's not selfish, but willful. That's not quite it, is it? Taking arbitrary action. There we go. I mean, it's more fun though to like think of history as a series of stupid people doing stupid things. I mean, because technically we're all stupid people. We're all humans and we're all stupid people. This is a sort of perspective that I sort of gained a little with age. I don't want to. It makes me sound old. It makes me sound old. But like, you know, like when you're young, you keep thinking that you grow older and you become smart, you become an adult. But now that I'm an adult, I sort of am an adult. I realize that nobody really gets smart and becomes an adult. You just sort of bumble your way through everything. Isn't it? So in that way, we're all just idiots in the same way. We're all just bumbling through everything. So technically, we're all idiots, and sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. But history is basically a whole bunch of people just bumbling their way through and things is not working out, or sometimes things work out, you know, sometimes it does, and it's great. History is made, they call it, but you know, sometimes it doesn't, and again history is made. I just remember the staff would say if you can attack the person and beat them in the submission. What? Okay, there's probably a second half to your sentence, right? I'm not stupid. I'm Dunning-Kruger smart. Nice. 防災訓練で悪ふざけをする生徒はどうしても出てくる。誰にも行き先を告げずフラット列逃げ出しトイレに行ってしまったり、面白半分に逃亡して隠れたりして教師を困らせたり、悪意がなくても訓練中に急な体調不良を起こす生徒が出ることもある。During a drill, there always were students who would act up during a drill. For example, some would slip away without telling anyone. Let's get out of line. Bathroom without telling anyone, right? some would try to 知らぶりに逃亡し、run away. Why would you run away? Hide somewhere. 教師を困らせたり、困らせる。to put their teacher on the spot. For example, some would slip out of line to go to the bathroom without telling one, and some would try to run away or hide somewhere to put as a prank. It's just a prank, bro. 悪意がなくても訓練中に急な体調不良を起こす生徒が出ることもある。They were not necessarily malicious. Bound. Though not intentionally malicious, there were bound to be students who would suddenly not feel well during the drill. 訓練なら大事にならないが、本当にことが起きればそうした想定外が死につながる。訓練を通じて想定外に対応できるよう訓練しておかなければならない。This was fine when it was in actual drills. But during the real thing, such actions could very well lead to death. Part of the training, the point of doing these drills was also to was also to train the teachers how to handle such unexpected developments. Yep, I think that's fine. Right. 訓練を通じて through the training 想定外に unexpected, well the subject is not there, it's unexpected, but yeah, unexpected developments に対応できるよ to handle, to respond properly 対応できるよう訓練しておかなければ you have to train to do this. So basically, yeah, part of the point of doing these drills was also train teachers. In how to handle such unexpected developments. There we go. Bit off topic, but when is the estimated release date for the first Hell Mode volume? Every time I see you talk about it on Twitter, it hypes me up. There are 12 chapters of it. There are 12 chapters of it. Here, I will show you the schedule calendar. So Hell Mode has 12 parts. So the 12th part is gonna go out on September 7th. I think a Twitter went out about the pre-order of this. I don't think I put on my calendar anywhere. But basically it's gonna be after September 7th. Maybe 2 weeks after that? Usually it's around 2 weeks. Not quite sure. So maybe around here. Expect it sort of late September, I suppose. There you go. You're waiting for an entire book to be finished to get it? Is that it? I mean, if you are, that's totally fine. It is a good book. It is a very good book. It's a whole series. It's a long series. Here. Don't know if you've seen it, but bookmark. Here. No. Here. Hell Mode. So this Arc 1, so that's volume 1 that we're working on right now. And then there's volume 2, there's volume 3. So right now, so far, there are 3 volumes that have been published. The 4th has been promised. So the 4th is coming out. So that's the 4th one. And it goes all the way. Look, the current one is... current one is 8th. There are 8 volumes right now so far. I mean, there are 8 arcs. Sorry, I keep hiccuping. Apparently, I'm the type of person who swallows air when I speak a lot, so I keep hiccuping when I'm streaming. It's so weird. It's such a weird feeling. Anyways, so yeah, it goes all the way here, and yes, it is a good story. Do look forward to it. Yeah, I usually go by volumes instead of going by chapter by chapter. Fair enough. That's absolutely fair. Which is actually the better experience. Actually, it is the better experience to do it to read the entire volume, because after we do the weekly chapter by chapter, right? There is QA. So there are rounds of QA, so that sort of polishes the text even more. You know, getting rid of more of the mistakes and whatever, like rewording things if it wasn't very well worded, things like that. So technically, the volume is the superior experience. And also, if you buy the volume from JNC directly, you get like bonus material, which is not released in the chapter to chapter thing, because it's not actually a chapter, right? So yeah, that definitely is a thing. Okay, さて、海老名が担当を務める1年3組は誤報を信じず体育館に避難する役を割り振られている。海老名は手を叩いてざわめくクラスの注意を引いた。Wait, is it 1年3組? Is it 3組 or is it 2組? Hold on. 1年2組. There's a mistake here. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Let's just do class 2 for now. If there's one more mention later on of it being 3組, class 3, then we can change all this to class 3, I suppose. It doesn't matter too much. Been assigned the role of disbelieving the broadcasted order and would be attempting to head to the gymnasium. Ebina wa te o tataite zawameku class no chui hiita. Ebina clapped a few times to gather the attention of his zawameku buzzing class. Zawa zawa. Zawa zawa zawa. Zawa zawa zawa. Pretty long series. Yes, it is a long series, and I hope it continues. It's still continuing in the LN. It's still continuing in the WN, in the web novel. So presumably, hopefully, the light novel would also continue. And then I would have more work. 放送の後半では教室で待機するようにと言っていましたが、前後の状況からさすがに不審者が放送室に乗っ取ってしまったようです。体育館に移動しましょう。廊下に指摘番号順に並んで。そんなつまんねえよ。エビせん、テスト倒そうぜ。出るよね、こいつら。Latter half of the broadcast told us to wait in our classroom, but judging by how the前後の状況 by the situation, but judging by what we heard, it's likely that the terrorists had taken over the broadcast room. Who must have taken over the broadcast room? We'll be making our way to the gymnasium. Everyone, line up in the hall outside according to your seat number. See, this is a terrible idea, isn't it? This is a terrible idea. Everybody leave the room and line up in the hallway so that we can all go Indian single file to the gymnasium. This is a terrible idea. Don't wander around. Anyways, そんなんつまんねえ。Come on, Ebi-san. That's boring. Let's bring down the terrace ourselves. あるよね。あるよね。こういうやつ。Alright. This is a lot, so we're gonna leave it here. We sort of got through the preparation, the sort of lead in. And then next time we're gonna basically go with the actual event, with all the dialogue, with all the things that are happening, and everything. Next time is gonna be exciting. So I'm gonna leave it here for today. Thank you all for dropping by, for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. I ended up talking about really weird stories today. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. This is the end of the stream. Next stream thingy is tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow is the next stream, and tomorrow I have the collab, the first ever collab on this channel. So if you're available, go check that out. And otherwise, I hope you all have yourselves a great day. And so yep, what's 大使かな大使でした。See y'all sometime, someday, somewhere. We went on nice tangents today. We did indeed. Alright, bye guys. Jenny.